Life is not just a journey of achievements. Sit is a journey of connection, of hearts, of unspoken battles, of silent strengths. We often measure our progress by how many goals we've ticked off. But the true mark of a fulfilled life is how we show up not just for ourselves, but for others. It's not the titles, not the applause, not the likes on social media. It's how we feel about our place in this world and how we make others feel when they share it with us. I have seen how a single kind word can pull someone back from the edge. I have felt the power of a quiet, understanding nod in a room full of noise. Emotional intelligence is not some luxury skillet. It's the bridge between pain and healing, between confusion and clarity. And social skills are not about being extroverted or loud. They are about understanding the rhythm of human emotion and responding with grace, humility, and presence. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be aware of your emotions, aware of your impact, aware of the soul behind each interaction. Let me share with you 4 powerful keys that will help you master emotional intelligence and develop meaningful social skills that don't just change your conversations, they change your life. Self-awareness is the foundation of freedom. There's a quiet power in knowing yourself. Not the surface knowledge, the names of your favorite colors, the list of your achievements, but the raw, unfiltered understanding of your inner landscape. To be self-aware is to be brave enough to sit with your shadows, your scars, and your silent fears. It means you no longer hide behind masks or run from your reflection. You look into the mirror of your soul and hold space for everything you see. Self-awareness begins with stillness. In the rush of daily life, we often forget to pause, to breathe, to ask, who am I beneath all this noise? The answer is not found in the applause of others or in the titles we hold, but in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It is here in this sacred space that you learn your triggers, the moments when your heart tightens, your breath quickens, or your mind storms. When you know these triggers, you stop being their prisoner. You understand why certain words hurt, why old wounds bleed again, why fear shows up uninvited. You realize these reactions are not your enemy, they are messengers. They tell you where healing is needed, where love has been withheld, where kindness was absent, where you told yourself you were not enough. This awareness is an act of radical love toward yourself. It is not about fixing or changing who you are. It is about accepting every emotion, every thought, every fragment of your being without judgment. When you stop fighting yourself, you become free. Free to be imperfect, free to be vulnerable, free to be real. Self-awareness also teaches you to embrace your strengths without arrogance and your weaknesses without shame. It reveals that your worth is not tied to performance or approval, but is inherent. This knowledge builds a fortress of confidence that cannot be shaken by external storms. It is in knowing yourself deeply that you find peace. You no longer need to seek validation from others because you have become your own sanctuary. When you are whole within, the opinions of the world lose their power to hurt you. You learn to respond rather than react. In the face of criticism or conflict, there is a pausia, sacred pause where you choose your next step with intention, not impulse. This pause becomes your superpower, the space where wisdom is born. Self-awareness invites you to ask difficult questions. What are my deepest fears? What dreams have I buried? What stories am I telling myself that keep me small? It is uncomfortable, yes, but in discomfort lies growth. To be self-aware is to live authentically. It means shedding the layers of conditioning that tell you to be someone else's version of you. It is the courage to say no when your heart says no and yes when it says yes, regardless of external pressures. This journey is not linear. Some days you feel lost in your emotions. Other days you rise like a phoenix. And both are beautiful. Because self-awareness honors the fluidity of the human experience, the ebb and flow of light and darkness. When you commit to this path, you invite healing into your life. You give yourself permission to be flawed and yet worthy. You realize that freedom is not about perfection, but about truth. The foundation of freedom is built brick by brick in the quiet moments of introspection. It is a lifelong dance between acceptance and growth, between holding on and letting go. As you deepen your self-awareness, you begin to see the world with clearer eyes, not through the lens of fear or ego, but through the lens of compassion and understanding. This clarity becomes the light that guides your every interaction. In this space, you no longer seek to control others, but to understand yourself. And from that place of understanding, you create a life rooted in freedom, peace, and love. Empathy is the language of the soul. Empathy is the bridge that connects one heart to another. It is the unspoken language that needs no translation because it is felt deeply beyond words. To be empathetic is to be fully present with the pain and joy of another, without judgment, without trying to fix or change. It is a sacred gift we give to each other in a world that often feels disconnected. When you practice empathy, you step into the shoes of others and walk their path for a moment. You don't need to agree or understand every detail. You only need to honor the fact that their experience is real, their feelings valid. This simple act of acknowledgement has the power to heal wounds that no medicine can reach. Empathy begins with listening, not just hearing, but truly listening. It means silencing the inner voice that wants to interrupt, defend, or offer solutions. Instead, you open your heart and hold space for silence, tears, and truth. You offer your presence as a safe harbor in the storm. It is often said that empathy is compassion in action, but it is also patience in practice. When someone shares their pain, they are inviting you into a vulnerable space. You must tread gently, with respect and care, knowing that your response can either deepen their healing or deepen their hurt. Empathy teaches us humility. It reminds us that every person we meet is fighting battles we cannot see. It invites us to be kinder because we understand that everyone is carrying a story of struggle and resilience. When empathy flows, walls crumble, prejudice fades, misunderstanding dissolves. We start to see each other not as strangers or adversaries, but as fellow travelers on the human journey. This recognition awakens our shared humanity. Empathy does not mean losing yourself in others' pain or carrying their burdens as your own. It means holding a delicate balance, being present without being overwhelmed. It requires emotional boundaries, so your heart remains open but your spirit protected. Through empathy, we learn to celebrate differences instead of fearing them. We listen to voices that are often silenced and honor experiences that are often overlooked. This expansion of perspective enriches our social skills and deepens our connections. The practice of empathy is revolutionary. In a world that rewards competition and individualism, empathy reminds us of our interconnectedness. It calls us back to the essence of what it means to be human, to love, to understand, to support. Empathy nurtures forgiveness. When we understand the pain behind someone's actions, it becomes easier to let go of anger and resentment. It softens our hearts and opens the door to reconciliation. To cultivate empathy, you must first nurture it within yourself. Be gentle with your own struggles. Allow yourself grace. When you love yourself with empathy, you are better equipped to extend that love outward. Empathy is a practice, not a destination. It grows with each conversation, each moment of presence, each act of kindness. It is a muscle that strengthens the more you use it. In embodying empathy, you become a light in the darkness, a balm to broken spirits. Your presence becomes a healing force, reminding others that they are not alone. Empathy is the language of the soul, because it speaks to the deepest part of us, the part that longs for connection, understanding, and belonging. When we listen with empathy, we hear not just words, but the heartbeat of humanity. Emotional regulation is your superpower. Emotions are not enemies, they are messengers. Yet, when they overwhelm us, when they dictate our actions, they can feel like chains binding us to pain, anger, or despair. Emotional regulation is the art of listening to these messengers, honoring their message, and then choosing how to respond rather than reacting impulsively. Learning to regulate your emotions is like learning to dance with a wild, unpredictable partner. It takes practice, patience, and grace. You don't try to control the music or silence the beat. You learn to move in harmony with it. The first step is awareness, recognizing when emotions arise before they sweep you away. This awareness creates a moment of pause, a breath between stimulus and response. In that space lies your power, the power to choose. When anger flares, you might feel the urge to lash out or shut down. But emotional regulation invites you to pause and ask, what is this anger really about? What unmet need or wound is beneath it? Naming the emotion brings clarity, and clarity brings calm. This practice does not mean denying or suppressing emotions. It means allowing them to flow through you without letting them take over your mind or body. Like a river that courses through a valley, emotions must move. They cannot be dammed forever. Emotional regulation teaches resilience. When faced with hardship or conflict, you no longer crumble but stand steady. Your emotions may ripple, but they do not break you. You respond with intention rather than reaction. It also fosters empathy. When you understand your own emotions, you become more compassionate toward the emotions of others. You recognize their struggles and respond with kindness rather than judgment. This superpower is built through daily practice. It could be as simple as taking a deep breath before responding, or stepping away from a heated conversation to regain composure. It might involve journaling your feelings, or speaking to a trusted friend or counselor. Over time, this skill transforms your relationships. You become a safe space for others, someone who listens without anger, who responds without defensiveness. Your calm presence can diffuse tension and invite understanding. Emotional regulation does not mean perfection. There will be moments when you stumble, when emotions overwhelm, but with compassion for yourself, you rise again and try once more. It requires courage to face uncomfortable emotions, but in facing them, you reclaim your power. You refuse to be a victim of your feelings. Instead, you become the master of your inner world. This mastery leads to peace. Not the absence of challenges, but the presence of strength and serenity amid them. It becomes your anchor in the storms of life. When you regulate your emotions, you inspire others to do the same. You model a way of living that honors both the intensity and the beauty of the human experience. Your emotional discipline is a gift to yourself and to the world. It shapes your legacy in ways no words can fully capture. Connection begins with authenticity. Authenticity is the soil from which true connection grows. It is the courage to show up as you are, with all your imperfections, doubts, and dreams. In a world that often rewards masks and performances, authenticity is a radical act of love for yourself and for those around you. When you choose authenticity, you choose freedom. Freedom from the exhausting task of pretending, freedom from seeking approval or fitting into molds that don't belong to you. It is a declaration that your truth matters, that your voice deserves to be heard. Connection is not about being liked by everyone. It is about being real with those who see your worth beyond the surface. It is about vulnerability, the willingness to share your struggles alongside your triumphs, your fears alongside your hopes. This vulnerability invites others to do the same. It creates a safe space where masks can fall away, where hearts can meet in honesty and trust. It is here that relationships deepen, not through superficial conversation, but through shared humanity. Authenticity means speaking your truth with kindness, even when it is uncomfortable. It means listening with an open heart, not just waiting for your turn to speak. It is presence, being fully there in the moment without distraction or pretense. When you are authentic, you attract those who resonate with your true self. You build a community rooted in respect and understanding, not in facades or social scripts. This kind of connection nourishes the soul. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles, that others carry wounds and hopes just like we do. It creates belonging, which is one of the deepest human needs. Authenticity also protects your peace. When you stop trying to be someone else, you conserve your energy. You no longer feel drained by pretending or anxious about judgment. Instead, you feel grounded and whole. Being authentic requires courage because it means risking rejection or misunderstanding, but the rewards far outweigh the risks. Genuine connection leads to support, healing, and growth. You do not have to be perfect to be worthy. of love and belonging. Your imperfections are part of your story. They make you relatable and real. When you embrace them, you open the door to meaningful relationships. Authenticity is not a mask you wear only around certain people. It is a state of being that permeates your interactions, your work, your dreams. It is living in alignment with your values and your heart. In a world filled with noise, authenticity is a quiet, powerful voice that cannot be ignored. It whispers truth, inspires courage, and builds bridges where walls once stood. Connection begins here with you, unfiltered and unapologetic, offering your true self to a world waiting for your light. Resilience is the quiet strength that carries you forward. Resilience is not loud or boastful. It does not announce itself with fanfare or demands recognition. It is the quiet strength that lives deep inside you, the steady heartbeat that keeps you moving even when the world feels heavy and unkind. It is the gentle whisper that says, "Keep going," when your legs want to give out, when your spirit feels worn thin. Resilience is born from hardship. It is forged in the fires of struggle, shaped by the moments when you could have fallen but chose to rise instead. Each challenge you face is a chapter in your story of survival, a testament to your courage. It is not about never breaking it. It is about learning how to heal and stand tall again after each break. When you cultivate resilience, you learn to see setbacks not as failures, but as lessons. You begin to understand that pain and growth are intertwined, that suffering can be a doorway to wisdom. This perspective transforms how you approach life's difficulties. Resilience asks you to trust in your own capacity to endure. It calls you to believe that no matter how dark the night, dawn will come. This trust becomes an unshakable foundation beneath your feet, steadying you when storms rage. It also teaches patience with yourself and with the process of healing. You may not feel strong every day, and that is okay. Resilience honors the ebb and flow of your energy and emotions. It allows you to rest and recover without shame or guilt. In resilience, there is a profound acceptance of what is, combined with a hopeful gaze toward what can be. You hold space for your present reality and simultaneously nurture dreams of a better future. This duality is the heart of resilience. The journey of resilience is not solitary. It invites connection with others who lift you when you stumble and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Together, you weave a tapestry of support that reinforces your strength. Resilience is also an act of forgiveness of yourself and others. It means releasing the weight of resentment and regret that can drain your energy. In forgiving, you reclaim your power and open your heart to peace. This strength grows through daily choices, choosing hope over despair, kindness over bitterness, action over paralysis. These choices may seem small, but they accumulate like drops of water carving a canyon. Resilience does not mean avoiding pain or pretending to be invincible. It means embracing vulnerability as a source of power. It means showing up fully even when the outcome is uncertain. Your resilience is a beacon not just for yourself, but for those around you. It lights the way for others who struggle, offering silent encouragement that they too can survive and thrive. In the quiet moments when you think no one is watching, resilience is at work. It is the strength that carries you through tears, the courage that fuels your next step, the grace that allows you to keep dreaming. Remember, resilience is not a destination, but a lifelong companion. It evolves as you do, adapting to new challenges and seasons. It invites you to keep moving forward, no matter how slow or difficult the path. You are more resilient than you realize. The strength you seek is already within you, waiting patiently to be claimed, to carry you forward, to help you rise again and again. As we come to the close of this journey together, remember that mastering emotional intelligence and social skills is not about perfection. It is about embracing your humanity with all its light and shadow. It is about learning to navigate the depths of your own emotions with kindness and courage, and extending that same grace to others. This mastery is a path of continuous growth where empathy becomes your compass, self-awareness your guide, communication your bridge, and resilience your steady foundation. Each step you take in understanding yourself and connecting with those around you deepens your capacity to live fully and authentically. You are not defined by the struggles you face, but by how you respond to them with openness, with strength, and with an unwavering commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Emotional intelligence and social skills are gifts you cultivate, gifts that empower you to build meaningful relationships, navigate challenges with calm, and inspire others through your presence. Let this be your reminder. Your emotions are not obstacles but allies. Your voice is powerful, and your heart holds endless capacity for connection. With patience and practice, you will not only master these skills, you will transform your life and the lives of those you touch. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that every interaction is an opportunity to grow, to heal, and to shine. Your journey to emotional mastery and social grace is a testament to your resilience and your incredible potential. Keep moving, keep learning, and keep believing in the beautiful strength within you.